kickoff team out there getting ready, and this is it, the battle for the conference championship trophy. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. To be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And the reason why this is one of the games of the week is you got a receiving core that's just been lighting people up. So hard to stop collectively, but they're running into an elite defense that's filled with confidence too, Kirk.
Yeah, Chris, I'm going to turn it around a little bit and talk about, I think, the offensive line. We know what the receivers can do. Will the quarterback have enough time against this defense to be able to make the throws where he can try to expose the secondary? That's the real challenge. Can you protect the quarterback to give these receivers a chance to make plays?
Offense keeps moving. It's a completion for a first down. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Caught behind the line. It's Freeman. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain. Second down play coming up. From the gun, he looks for an open man. Receiver makes the grab. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play. The offense now looking at a 3rd and short from their own 40, trying to keep this drive going. And he will be stuffed for no gain. And the punt team now on to kick it away. Looking to flip the field here. He'll field the punt. And the coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. Let's check out the impact players in this game. They're guys that are going to have to step up and deliver. The teammates look to them. Coaches are counting on them today.
Chris, I think these are the guys that show the most consistency, and I think that's why we're showcasing them. And they're going to have to be able to step up and not only make plays, I think provide the leadership. Coaches told.
Looking deep in the very first play. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete. Second down after that previous play. Play fake, looking to throw. Nowhere to go here, and the ball is knocked loose. The defense has got it. That's a scoop and score. Defense making a monster play there.
Well, his eyes must have gotten so big when he saw that ball pop out, chance to pounce on it, and instead of doing it the more conservative way and just falling on it, he decides to take it to the house for a touchdown, something he'll remember for the rest of his career.
Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. Offense comes out to start this drive. Looking downfield, it's Lacy. Pulls it in. It's Boyd. And he's shoved out of bounds with the defense short of the first down marker. Pass caught. Second down now. Grab behind the line. It's Walker. Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down. It's third down for the offense. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Running back has it on a screen now. They make the tackle, but that screen pass call worked out. They gained the first down yardage.
And I don't think the defense had any clue that the screen was being called. They're getting upfield, getting pressure on the quarterback, and that ball gets dumped. There's no one left to be able to slow him down from getting a big gain.
Grab behind the line. It's Walker. They stop him after a short gain. It's not a first down. Offense getting set. Second down play here. And the single back takes the handoff. Run it up the middle, but stuffed for no gain. They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Grab down the middle. It's Boyd. That play will move the sticks. Set him up first down at the 42. First down here for this offense. From the shotgun, here's an inside give. Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8. Offense operating from the pistol. There's the handoff. Got the first down and still motoring. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain. See what the call is on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Here's the target, and it's complete. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. Sophomore with a strong tackle there. That run sets up a critical third down play. Looking to pass. It's Lacy. Fires it to the wideout. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a fourth down. So they're short on fourth down. The coach decides to trot out the field goal team. And it sails right through the middle of the uprights. Solid kick.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. He's going to return it from near the goal line. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. And the offense trots back onto the field here. First down, looking to throw the ball. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived at the same time as the football. And now it's second down. The incompletion makes it 2nd and 10 now from the 21. He's got it with room to run. And they'll move the 6 on that one. It's a first down at the 42. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. And completion makes it 2nd and short. The sure hands. It's Bennett. And he's brought down, but not before he gets first down yardage. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. Powers through. And he's going to run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Wanted no part of contact on that play. Looking to pass here on second down. And that catch is hauled in. Simple throw, all the yards after the catch. Explosive play by the receiver to score.
Just a dynamic, athletic playmaker. As simple as you said, Chris, just throw him the football, he makes a catch, and then all the fireworks are after the catch, and this defense just unable to corral him.
And they'll set up for the PAT. Extra point makes the lead 11. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. They'll return it from inside the 5. They'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And out comes the offense set to take over here. It's a shotgun run call. Run down after a 7-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. It's Lacy. Running out of time in the pocket. Under pressure, just lets it go.
He just has to be protected better than him. He's the guy who can shift the tenure of a game. It's the offensive line's job to ensure he's kept clean.
And he's going to take a shot down the left side. And this is dropped. Would have been a huge gain, but he could not collect it. And here comes the punter onto the field. And the return man decides to signal fair catch. First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion.
Boy, wide receiver screen can be hit or miss. Either receiver finds a nice crease and picks up big yards, or the defense completely negates that. The team speed from the defense here wins that play.
To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Crucial third down play right here. A pop pass on a jet sweep. At the second effort, he's brought down, but he's past the marker. So the offense with a 1st and 10 now. The football placed exactly at midfield. From the shotgun, handoff inside. The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8. drops back, probing the secondary. Screen to the wide receiver. And the defense smothers him for no gain. So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Running back grabs it on the screen. And he's brought down just short of the marker on that play. Good job by the defense to prevent the first down. 4th down and 2 coming up as they try to keep the drive going. Pass is caught. The ball carrier taken down, but there's a flag on the field. Will that holding penalty be a drive killer? And the punt team makes its way onto the field. And he'll kick it away now for the 2nd time. And the punt will just bounce out of bounds. They start the drive with a quick throw to the left side. Tackle is made, just a short gain after the completion. Looking downfield, it's Lacy. Makes the catch. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down. A new set of downs after that completion. The sure hands. It's Boyd. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play. How aggressive will they be on this first down play? And they'll run it out of the shotgun. They've got him after a 7-yard gain, so 2nd and 3. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Oh, he can't connect with the wideout that time. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd and short from the 22. You expect this is 4-down territory. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first down. It'll be smothered right at the line for no gain. So now on comes the field goal unit. He was successful with his first try. This one from 39 yards out. He made it. 3 points on the board.
Oh, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
They come away with 3 points on the drive, and now the kickoff team will boot it away. And here's the return from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And the offense trots back out on the field again. The shotgun handoff here. That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior. 2nd down play coming up for this offense. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. Oh, it's incomplete. A rare drop from an excellent wide receiver. Brings up 3rd down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Cannot connect. Incomplete, and now 4th down. The punt team making their way on the field. And the returner is tackled by this punt coverage team. And now from the pistol formation. Play action here on 1st down. Scrambling around now, looking downfield. He makes the grab. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there. After one enormous play, the offense is set up with a 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Here comes a throw from the red zone. The receiver makes the catch. Brought down at the 7. The completion moves him closer to the goal line. So here comes 2nd down now. Every play important down here in the red zone.
That's what I love about this quarterback. It's a great touchdown, but he shows you his versatility. We know he can throw it, but here he shows you his speed and how he can make the defense pay for that as well.
And now they'll set up for the point after. The extra point is good. It's still down a point, 14-13. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Return starts from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now to begin at the 19. The ball is handed off out of the shotgun.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
Fresh set of downs to the offense after that first down completion. An inside give now from the shotgun. Stopped short of the marker after just a short gain. Second down after that run on the previous play. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. Looking for the wide out. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. He'll be taken down, but he crosses midfield of the 48. And the single back takes the handoff. Runner finding some space there. That's a solid gain on the ground. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. They finally make the stop, but the offense threatening down. First down to the 27. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. And the defense able to bring him down to wrap up the first quarter of play. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter. And now the handoff. And the runner brought down after just a short gain. Big moment here in this championship game. Third and short on the 8th play of the drive. Try and muscle for the first down. Enough to convert on third there. So first down from the 12 now. And that run is good for first down yardage. A new set of downs for this offense. Hot over the middle. It's Bennett. Conference championship pressure. They just grind away. Beautiful execution in that methodical drive.
Man, I can't think of a better stage than the conference championship to put together a drive like that. Moving the sticks, executing along the way, avoiding any turnover potential, and coming up with a touchdown. Great job.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And he takes this from inside the 5. And here comes the offense back out onto the field now. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. The defense all over him. They stop him right at the line. Offense getting set. It's second down. That's caught. It's Walker. Defense makes the stop very close to a first down. So a very makeable third down for this offense from the 26-yard line. Thrown quickly, caught in the right flat. He stopped, but he gets a first down. Dropping back, it's Lacy. A deep shot to the left side. And it's hauled in. What a catch. Finally brought down to the 20-yard line. A huge gain puts him in great scoring position. Looking to throw it from the red zone. Grab down the middle. It's Walker. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion. Handoff to the back. Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Can they keep this drive going, trying to convert on third down now? Dropping back, we're going to throw for the first down. Looking for 6. Ball knocked away in the end zone. A great defensive play. So on fourth down, they will settle for a field goal attempt. The kick is good. He knocked it right down the middle.
I was watching this guy in pregame. He's got a strong leg. I'm surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. Fields it just outside the goal line. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense back out there trying to get something going. It's a draw play. He moves the ball out past the 25-yard line. Getting set. Here's second down. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. It's a quick grab. Brought down at the 33. That's good enough to move the sticks. First and 10 now for the offense. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. The receiver grabs it. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play. Now it's second down here. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football. That brings up a third down. See if the offense can move the chains off that incompletion. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They bring the punter onto the field now. And the fair catch signaled for and taken. Offense ready to start this drive. To throw, it's Lacy. Pass complete on a crossing route. Breaks one tackle, gets brought down, but picks up some decent yardage. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? They'll hand it off. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. So a very makeable third down for this offense from the 26-yard line. Out of the gun now on third down. Throws to the tight end. Defense breaks it up. Nice play. Incomplete. Special teams on the field now. Here comes a punt. They're going to kick it away for the second time. Returner decides to fair catch this. Okay, so here comes the offense back on the field again. On first down, it's play action. Oh, he can't bring it in. A chance for a takeaway. But one of the star players on this defense couldn't make it. After the incompletion, QB tries it again on second and 10. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. They bring him down after a short gain there. Offense looking to convert on third and short from the 42. Can they make the yardage or face a tricky fourth down decision? It's caught inside the 30 and still going. Ball carrier brought down, but a flag's on the field. Let's check out this call. And the huge gain is negated as the officials spot a penalty. Tough for the offense to bounce back from that one. Looking to throw it on third and very long. He's looking deep here. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. They make the stop after a big gain all the way to the 34. So the explosive play changes the complexion of the drive. They're set up outside the 30 now. And he dumps it off to the tight end. They bring him down to the 16, but they move the football into the red zone. First down. You set it down to the offense. First and 10. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. And the ball is hauled in. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a third and long. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play. They convert here on third down in the red zone. This is a 4-point type of play, touchdown or field goal. On the third and short, they'll try to throw for it. Pass ball is incomplete, but there's a flag. Will it keep the drive alive? Costly hold, nullifies the play, backs him up 10 yards. So they have to come up with something here on third down after the incompletion. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. He's got it, looking for the end zone.
Well, this guy has a knack for the end zone, doesn't he? That's 2 touchdowns for this guy today. I don't know if he's done yet.
Try to add to the lead now with a PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. Offense trots that under the field, hoping to start a drive here. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball up to the 36.
Well, these big pass plays can jumpstart this offense a bit, and here they go at the tempo, looking to get this defense confused and out of position.
Handoff here from the shotgun. He's got the first and still going. And that gain moves the ball across midfield. First down coming up from the 46. Back-to-back chunk plays to begin the drive. The defense on their heels. Looks to the left. Pass caught. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Important second down play coming up. To throw, it's Lacy. That pass is incomplete. Unclear who the intended receiver was that time. After the second down incompletion, they'll have to convert here on third down and 8. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. Complete with the running back, but can he get there? Punt team ready to move the way. The punt will bounce and head out of bounds. Takes the returner out of play. Here comes the offense looking to start the drive. Ball handed off. Running with purpose. Softball right down after a nice run. Fresh set of downs. It's first and 10. Looking for a gap. It's Freeman. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. He'll hand it off. And he's brought down after a short gain. Does not make the first down yardage. Here's the second down play. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch. Offense needing to keep this drive alive. It's a third down play. They make the stop just short of the first. Looks like inches to go, and now fourth down. They'll kick it away here. The punt will bounce and head out of bounds. That's right near the goal line. Perfect execution. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. He's got room to run. They get him down, but he gets the ball across the 10-yard line. Second down after that run on the previous play. Big throw. That's an RPO caught on the left side. And he'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down. And they'll try to pick it up on the ground. They get him to the ground about the 18-yard line. Here's a wrinkle now. They go to the Wildcat formation with an extra blocker. Let's see how this works out. It's the 2-minute timeout. This offense running out of time to cut into this lead before the break. Second down play coming up. Looking to throw. It's Lacy. Short throw to the back. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. Timeout called by the defense. They'll go to the sideline and try to adjust. It's their first timeout. They're backed up here trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back. Looking to throw for the first down. Caught over the middle. It's Boyd. They make the stop just short of the mark where it's going to be 4th down and inches. And the punt team now on to kick it away. He's on to boot it away now. Fair catch made near the 45. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Swarm for the pass rush, a sack.
That time they were able to get to the quarterback before he has a chance of throwing yet another touchdown pass. 3 already in this first half. At least this is a sign that this defense hasn't totally given up yet.
First down sack, pushes the ball back. 2nd down coming up. Here's the snap, looking to throw here. He flips it to the back across the middle. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion. Challenging play for the offense. They face 3rd and long here from their own 43. Oh, they trap him for a sack. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. And here comes the punter onto the field. Coverage team pins him in and brings him down. Open play at the drive to throw to the left. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play. They'll have to hurry now. 2nd down with the clock ticking. Catch made along the sideline, but he's short of the sticks. Finally out of bounds after a solid gain, but there is a flag on the field. So let's check this out. This defense has had a real hard time stopping this quarterback, and that's a frustration penalty. They roughed him. Dropping back, it's Lacy. Grab by the receiver. Tackle, but 1st down. They bring him down, but wow, the freshman showing off the arm strength. Caught in the backfield. It's Boyd. And the offense will call a timeout. That's their 2nd of the half.
How about this defense? That is called team pursuit. Swarming to this wide receiver on the screen, not allowing him to get his momentum upfield.
The pocket breaking down. Here's a target, and it's complete. Tackled immediately, but not before he gets the ball inside the 20. The quarterback gets it out quickly. Tackle made quickly, but they're knocking on the door. Ball spotted at the 8. Wants to throw it. Throw to the sideline, steps out after a short gain. All right, it's 2nd down and goal now for this offense. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. Launching one to the end zone.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Good job all around. Offensive line gave the quarterback enough time. Quarterback puts it right on the money. And with this receiver running a route like this, makes it pretty simple. All you had to do was get his head turned around, catch that football. He's already in the end zone for the touchdown.
Now the all-important extra point. PAT up and good. We get a little bit closer. So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. And the kickoff will be returned. And the returner brought down by the coverage team now. So they start the drive looking for some late fireworks here, less than 30 seconds before halftime. Handoff to the back. That's a solid gain, moves the ball out to the 28. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Chris, massive expectations for this SEC championship, and it has not disappointed. And it's clear the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first two quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half. And with that, let's send it back to Chris and Kirk and the much-anticipated conclusion of the SEC Championship.
He's going to return it from near the goal line. Coverage team brings down the returner. Here comes the offense, hoping to get a drive going. Back to throw. It's Lacy. It's caught. Nice pitch and catch. They bring him down quickly. A short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker. Quarterback will throw this out of the RPO. Brought to the turf, but made the first man miss on the way to the first down. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Oh, down he goes. It's a sack.
Well, you got to do a better job with your fake as the quarterback. The defense did not bite at all on the play action, allowing them to continue to come after the quarterback and come up with that sack.
So from the 21-yard line, it's now second and long. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. They've got him. Again, he couldn't escape.
Chris, that's another sack for this guy. That's back-to-back plays. This guy's been able to get to this quarterback. Man, he is in a zone and feeling good right now. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm either rolling away from that guy or I got to think about double-teaming him just to keep him out of the backfield.
So here comes third and long, trying to overcome that sack. This is going to be really difficult. Now on third and very long, looking to throw. Bringing pressure. Catch made in space. Look out. They get him down, but that was the kind of explosive chunk play this offense has been looking for.
Well, if I'm this defense, you get these guys to third down, you better bracket or double team some kind of coverage roll to this receiver to take him away. This guy makes another big play.
One massive play, and suddenly they're at the plus 45-yard line here. Off the play fake on first down. Makes the catch. It's Knapp. Second down after that previous play. And from the shotgun, an inside handoff. This one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Critical moment of this conference championship. Third and short on the 7th play of the drive. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Team makes its way onto the field. On the kick now for the 5th time today. That punch sails out of bounds. There'll be no return this time. Offense makes their way on the field. Looking out throwing here to start the drive. Makes the grab. It's Bennett. Solid gain there. Moves the ball up to the 32. Pass complete for a first down. The offense gets a fresh set of downs. Running back with the football. He's brought down, but not before the gain to the 42-yard line. Less than a yard to go as they cover the line on second down. One man to the backfield, and he'll get the football. Tackled at the 44, but good enough for a first down. The running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. They've got him, but not before a solid gain on the ground there. Second down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. throw by the quarterback off the RPO. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker. Breaks into the clear.
Really nice run by the back, but I'm going to give credit to the offensive line there. They were able to pave the way for the first down.
The offense is clicking, and the defense just searching for answers now. Handoff from the shotgun. And they finally bring him down at the 5. Offense really threatening now. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Stopped right there at the line. No gain. An important third down conversion coming here in the red zone. It's a keeper trying to get to the marker.
Now, how about that? Good job by the offensive line. The quarterback, they pick up this first down here on 3rd down and 1 with the QB sneak. There are a lot of bodies crowding around that line who's able to find just enough space to pick up the first down and a new set of down.
They trap him and sack him back at the 10.
That's a big sack by this defense here on 1st down. Now, the offense still has opportunities to rectify this situation, but it's not the best way to start a 1st and goal situation.
Ball back at the 10-yard line now for 2nd and goal. And he'll set up to throw. Looking to the end zone. Oh, he can't hang on. What an opportunity to score there. Instead, incomplete and 3rd down. Look at a throw on 3rd and goal. Makes the catch. Can he get in? And he'll be brought down. So now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit. Met kick right down the middle. Can't hit it any better than that.
Chris, they get the 3 points, but looking back at it, 4th and inches. Pretty conservative call there. I really thought they would have gone for it.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. They'll return it from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Offense makes its way on the field, ready to start the drive. Dropping back, it's Lacy. Caught quickly. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7. He's going to hand this off. Breaks in open space. That's a nice tackle there by the senior. It's 3rd down after that run. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Wrap down the middle. It's Walker. Good enough for 1st down yardage. A new set of downs after that completion. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. He's got it in the open. They finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 28. The offense will set up on 1st and 10. Now the timeout is called by the defense. They've got some things to work out here. It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. He hands it off from the gun. 2nd down after that run on the previous play. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a 1st down. Offense set for the 6th play in this drive. He's got it right near the end zone. Stopped short of the touchdown, but the offense is set up now 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in on 1st and goal.
Well, that's an example right there of what vision and patience and ability can do for a running back. He was on a mission to get into the end zone, and really, he made it look easy.
Kicker on the sidelines. They'll go for 2 points here, trying to tie the score. Scanning the field, it's Lacy. And he runs it into the end zone. That conversion will tie up this game. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And here's the return from inside the 5. Tackled at the 22. Good job by the coverage team. And the offense makes its way onto the field, hoping for a successful drive. Little eye candy here from the offense, some pre-snap motion. The pass rush closing in. Now the pass rush gets home.
I like the call here, but you can't run long, developing play-action passes like that if the offensive line is not going to give the quarterback time to throw.
So it's second down and long here from the 13. Play action fake, looking to throw. Oh, it's picked off. What a play. He's bringing it back. They finally bring him down, but what a return after the takeaway.
Well, they're rewarded for going to this nickel package, getting more awareness on the field with that fifth defensive back, and a nice job of coming up with this interception.
First and goal here for the offense. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play. Brings up second down. Nothing on first down, so now it's second and goal from the 6. They look to throw it here on second down. And it's incomplete, very near the goal line. So what's the play call here on third and goal after back-to-back incompletions? Dropping back, it's Lacy. Looking to the end zone.
Great job here by the play caller, going to that 5-wide receiver set. You put all these guys out in space and create one-on-one matchups. Very tough on this defense to try to win all the matchups and give the quarterback credit for being able to find where he wanted to go to be able to come up with that touchdown.
Try to add the lead now with the PAT. PAT puts him in front by 7. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Return starts from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense on the field to take over. Play action here on first down. Caught! He's wide open. Look out! They tackle him at the 43, but that's enough for a first down.
With that completion right there, this quarterback now has gone over 300 yards in this game. What a day.
The game moves the ball past the 40, sets up another first and 10. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Breaks a tackle on the play and makes a decent gain. Offense getting set. Second down play here. We go with a direct snap. The junior able to bring him down quickly. Offense gets set up here. It's third down. How to convert with a sweep.
You know, even though that these guys are facing a deficit, they're not just going all through the air. Love the fact that you're running the football, keeping this defense honest, not panicking by just throwing every single down. Now you got a new set of downs and a chance to keep moving the ball down the field.
Brought down, but broke a tackle to produce a solid gain there. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Throwing off play action. Caught over the middle. It's Bennett. They make the stop, but the offense is set up in scoring position. First down from the 23. On first down, it's play action. Quick throw, testing the middle. Oh, he makes the catch. Tackle is made at the 4. It'll be first down and goal. Here's the option play. Pitch to the back. And the defense is there to smother him. They were all over the option play that time. Backed up to the 5-yard line now for second and goal. Looking for 6. Oh, and he can't hang on. Wow, would have been a touchdown. Got to shake that off now. It's third down coming up. to throw for it. And it's intercepted. Beautiful timing there. Pass midfield. At the 30. Past the 20.
Chris, what a turn of events here. 1 second, you're in field goal range as an offense. The next, the defense is running back an interception for a score. You're looking at a 10-point swing and a momentum changer.
Here comes the point after attempt. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. Offense out there to start a new drive from the 21. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. Grab down the middle. It's Bennett. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass. And that pass is hauled in over the middle. Nowhere to run. No corralling for no gain. Urgency now for the offense that hate to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. A play action, looking to throw. Fires it to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They make the tackle, but not before he gets all the way to the 30.
Chris, that's just perfect execution here by the offense. Quarterback does a nice job getting back, putting the ball out where the receiver can make a play on it. Nothing you can do as a defender.
And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Tough running there, but not quite enough for a first down. Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. They'll run it from the gun. Well, they try the middle, but stuck for no gain. An important third down attempt for this offense. Out of the gun now on third down. Catch made by the tight end. And the tackle was made as time runs out in the third quarter. And now entering the final period of play, is there an epic comeback in store? We're going to find out. So here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. He's running out of time here. Incomplete, there's a marker down in the backfield. Let's get the call. It's been a rough game for this offensive line, allowing 4 sacks and now flagged on the holding call. From the shotgun, drops back. Lets it fly to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Benson. Tackle is made at the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal right there. Motion now from the tight end. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Tackle at the 6-yard line after the completion. Offense really threatening now. Second down and goal upcoming. Play action fake, looking to throw. This will be fun. Strange things happen. The conference championship trophy is on the line. One possession game, fourth quarter. Who's going to step up?
So here's the deal. Your defense just gave up a touchdown. Now all of a sudden we got a game. What will your offense do to be able to secure a victory? You want to win a championship? Go out and earn it.
Lining up to try the extra point. PAT is good. They still trail, though. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Fields it just outside the goal line. They'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense makes its way on the field to get the drive started. To the air, it's Lacy. Goes to his right side there for the completion. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. That completion makes it second and medium. Off play action. He's looking to throw. That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag. Doesn't get it. Brings up third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. And he'll drop back here on third down. Looking for a man deep down the left side. And it's intercepted. A crushing play. Tackle made after a short return, but the pick ends that threat.
Boy, I got to question the play call right here. Give the defense credit. They get the interception. They put themselves in a spot to maybe tie this game. But what was the offensive coordinator thinking with the lead, taking a chance, and it backfires?
Offense comes out to start this drive. They'll try the ground game here with the running back.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
It's an out route, the catch made. Second after their defense cannot stop him short of the marker. Big guys up front, lined up. It's first down. Offense looking to throw the ball. Receiver makes the catch. Second down after that completion. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. And he will be stuffed for no gain. Offense breaks the huddle and gets set. It's third down. Out of the gun now on third down. Catch is made down the middle. They finally tackle him after a huge chunk play. Moves the ball to the 12.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert, come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
Makes the grab on the move. That's another passing strike from his quarterback. He is having himself a tremendous ball game.
Boy, this guy just can't miss. Every single time he throws, it seems like he's coming up with another touchdown. The receivers are running good routes. He has enough time to throw. And, man, this poor defense, they might want to think about changing up coverage because right now it is not working.
And that PAT gives us a tie ball game here in the final quarter. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. And the offense trots back onto the field here. Off the play fake on first down. Incomplete. They cannot connect on the deep ball. Second down play coming up for this offense. Looking to throw. It's Lacy. Close to the tight end. That's a dangerous throw. It falls incomplete, but this defense almost had a second interception today. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. He lets it go on the move. Makes the grab with plenty of room to run. They bring him down. The Wildcat look produces an explosive run to get a first down. And the back now goes in motion. Direct snap. Oh, and he's going backwards. The Wildcat look did not fool this defense at all. Didn't expect to lose 4 on the first down run. Set up now second and 14. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Looks over the middle, and that's complete. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. Tackle is made very near midfield. Good enough for a first down. Handoff to the single back. And the Sophomore able to bring him down quickly. Offense getting set. It's second down. Off the play fake. Looking to pass it. Catch is made behind the line of scrimmage. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. They're 2 for 2 on third down this drive. It's third down and 7. Quarterback pulls the ball. It's a keeper. Slides to avoid the big hit. The punt team making their way on the field. Goes to kick it away for the 6th time. And he lets it land, and it'll just bounce out of bounds. Now comes the offense set to take over here. And looking to throw now on first down. It's a short completion to the big tight end. And the defense smothers him for no gain. Getting set. Here's second down. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Pressure is coming. Scrambling. Now he'll make the throw. Wide open downfield. Tackle made after a huge gain all the way to the 40.
What a gain here. Big play for this offense. The quarterback and receiver just seem to be in sync. Tough on that corner to try to make a play on that ball.
One explosive play has set them up at the opponent's 40. Caught behind the line. It's Benson. In the clear at the 25. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice gain there.
Chris, that's another big pass play, another milestone for this quarterback. That's now 500 yards passing on the day for the man under center. This is going to be one he'll remember for a long time.
The offense really clicking against this battle defense. Off with RPO, the quarterback looks to his right. Tackle is made. That's a short gain, well short of the marker. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. And that pass falls incomplete. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. Looking for a touchdown, but it's incomplete. So on fourth down, here comes a crucial field goal attempt. That one straight down the middle. And with that, they retake the lead.
Well, you talk about a clutch kick. Good job by the snapper and the holder. The kicker gives them the lead. But remember, this one is certainly a long way from being over here in the fourth. He's going to return it from near the goal line. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. And the offense trots back out on the field again. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside give. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. They lose 3 in that play, so now it's second down and 13. Important play coming up. Short throw complete to the tight end. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain. So the offense faces a third and manageable here from the 25-yard line. To the air, it's Lacy. Defense is coming after him. And the pass rush finally gets home for a sack. Well, that's the one thing about a guy that always feels that he can rely on his legs. He's always trying to make a play, and this time he just wasn't able to get away from the defense, and that is a big loss for the offense.
They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll call for the fair catch here. And here comes the offense back out onto the field now. Play action here on first down. But they can't make the connection. Ball's incomplete. Now it's second down here. Working clock with the ground game.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on it.
He cannot escape. It's a sack.
Well, that's another big sack for this defense. They've come up with so many sacks. It's a great way to get back into this football game. Now, give the quarterback credit. He's played tough through that so far, but one mistake could potentially be a game-changing play.
Special teams on the field now. Here comes a punt. The punt bounces and goes out of bounds, so no chance at a return here. Offense back out there trying to get something going. We'll start the drive with a quick throw to the right. And it'll be smothered right at the line for no gain. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? They're going to run it. Quick spin on the run. They get him down, but a solid run by the freshman. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Heading left after the handoff. A change of direction. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there. Here's a 1st and 10 play. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. We've reached the 2-minute timeout as this offense tries to stage a dramatic comeback and win the game late. A conference championship is at stake. Can the offense step up here in the final minutes? That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down. Here we go. Conference championship game comes down to this. The offense got to make a play here with time winding down. They give the running back a touch in the pass game. Catch made over the middle. They tackle him at the 48, but it's enough for a new 1st down. Looking to pass. It's Lacy. And the quarterback finds an open target on the crossing route. He's brought down, but an explosive play through the air. A conference championship is at stake. Can the offense step up here in the final minutes? Back to throw again. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down. Here we go. Conference championship game comes down to this. The offense got to make a play here with time winding down. And throwing again on 2nd and 10. Makes the catch downfield. They get him on the ground finally, but it'll be 1st down for the 14. The conference championship is at stake. Can the offense step up here in the final minutes? They're going to run it here. A gain of 2 yards. Now it's 2nd down and 8. Here we go. Conference championship game comes down to this. The offense got to make a play here with time winding down. Grab down the middle. It's Walker. Brought down, but the completion moves the ball to the 6. Defense getting pushed back. Launching one to the end zone. Looking for a touchdown, but it's incomplete. So here it is, a pressure moment. The field goal team on the field, a lot riding on this kick. Knocks that one right down the middle. And that will tie it. Looks like we're headed for overtime.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. They'll return it from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin from their own 11. And there's the handoff. Oh, what a spin! And a timeout is called. They'll talk it over. Tied late here in the 4th quarter. 1st down. They're going to throw the football. Pump over the middle. It's Bennett. That'll be enough for a 1st down. Brought down at the 43. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Looking to throw it on 1st down. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10 now from the 43 after the incompletion. Running out of time in the pocket. Now the offense will take its time out here with 30 seconds remaining.
If I'm on this offensive line, man, I do not want to see the game finish. This has been a tough game for the big boys. It appears almost like they've just been moonwalking the entire game, and they've been pushed all around. That's 6 sacks surrendered already in this game.
And the defense calling time here with 26 seconds to play. Plenty ready to boot it away. And the returner brought down by the coverage team. And they hand it off to the back. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line. So tied up after regulation, we go to overtime. Remember, in college football, it's dueling possessions. In the second overtime, if we get there, you have to go for 2 points if you score a touchdown. And the third overtime, Kirk, just becomes a series of 2-point tries.
And I know that's your favorite, to see if we can get to that third series of these overtimes. I love extra football, so I'm looking forward to this. Let's see who's going to win it.
So here comes our first play of overtime. Handoff here from the shotgun.
It's exactly what you want to see as a play caller. You get positive yards to be able to kind of keep you on schedule as a play caller. That's all you can ask for. Good job up front and a nice run.
Spins away from defenders. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs. Outstanding field position to begin this drive. They'll hand it off. Slams right into a wall. They've got him for a loss. Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a third and long. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. Going absolutely nowhere. It'll be a loss of the play. The offense will set up here on third and long. If nothing else, you want to give your kicker a chance to put 3 on the board. Has a pass to the end zone. Into the end zone to take the lead here in OT.
Chris, it's a great touchdown run here by this back, but the continuity of this offensive line was on display, and that's the reason he was able to get into the end zone.
And now for the crucial extra point to push the lead to 7 in OT. PAT makes it a 7-point lead. So pressure on this offense here in overtime. They must score a touchdown to stay alive. Back to pass. It's Lacy. Looks to his left and makes the completion. They stopped the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play. The completion makes it second down. From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside. Tried to bounce it, but couldn't get the quarter. They'll stop him for a loss. So a challenging third down play. They need a first down or a touchdown to keep this game going. It's third down. Quarterback in the shotgun. The pocket breaking down. And the pass is complete to the tight end. Brought down, but it's enough to convert on third down and set him up first and goal at the 10. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Off target and incomplete. Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a third and long. And he drops back in the gun. Looking to the end zone. Oh, and he almost had a huge overtime pick. It'll bring up third down. On third down, he drops to throw. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. And now a decision. Do you kick the PAT or go for 2 and the win?
What a job of answering it, coming up with that touchdown. Good throw by the quarterback, put a touchdown on the board, and now with all this momentum, man, part of me really wants to just try to end it right here and go for 2 for the victory.
And now for the crucial extra point to tie this up and force a second overtime. Extra point splits the uprights. to decide this one. Here comes the first play of double OT. On first down, it's play action. Snags the quick throw. Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Second down after that short completion. Scanning the field. It's Lacy. It's the running back in the flat. And the defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down. So here comes a crucial third and short. This offense does not want to have to settle for a field goal attempt here in overtime. Swarm to the pass rush. A sack.
What a job by this defense to come up with that stop. Good job of pressuring the quarterback. And now, big decision for this offense in overtime. Do you go for it to try to eventually get the touchdown, or do you settle for 3 in the field goal?
So here comes the field goal unit out there trying to claim the lead here in OT. And now the defense calls timeout, trying to get organized and come up with a stop here in overtime. So now the field goal team is out here trying to take the lead here in overtime. The field goal is good. And they've regained the lead. So here we go. A touchdown wins the game here, needing at least a field goal to keep things going. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. And it's incomplete on a very quick throw. After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 25. He's back to throw again on 2nd and 10. Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up 3rd down. So a 3rd and long here. They can't convert. They have to settle for a game-time field goal try. They trap him for a sack.
This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle the pressure of this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of, Chris, get this, 7 sacks in this game so far.
So on 4th down, it's an all-important field goal attempt. Hold your breath here. And now the defense will spend a timeout to talk strategy here before this crucial play coming up. So out comes the field goal unit, one of the biggest moments in this kicker's life. And it's good, a pressure field goal to stay in the game and force another OT. Okay, so now we've got dueling two-point conversions from here on out to decide this game. Enormous pressure on every snap. From the gun, he looks for an open man. Oh, no, he is stopped short. They cannot execute the crucial two-point play. They get the huge stop, and now they go for a two-point try to win the game right here. And they're trying to punch it in here. And he gets in there to win the game. An overtime classic. Wow. Now, this is a tough one. If you get it to overtime, you come up short. It's a heartbreaker. They'll have to pick up the pieces after this one.
Yeah, I think we both thought that this game was going to be really close, but I don't know if we would have been able to guess that it was going to be this close. They were so evenly matched, and it just came down to those few plays at the end that really decided it.
And that is going to do it. We enjoy being here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. And this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.